Men were never supposed to be providers. I'm sorry. The entire system we live under is built on masculine energy, not divine masculine, but the weaponized kind. And the most.
This generation is cooked. Welcome everyone and welcome to a new video. And you heard that right of this young lady talking about men was not meant to be providers. This is actually a doctrine for chaos. And what is so fun is that this is coming from the community of people or the young people who say that they are awoken and that they are walking in their divinity, but at the same time this is something of chaos. Many of these young people, they are going into the doctrines of demons and promoting more chaotic ways and thinking they're working in alignment with the universe and all of that, when they're actually working in alignment with the devil. So fair use for this video here. I want to share this video and spread the awareness of these type of doctrines that are out there, and they're filled everywhere now, especially on TikTok, here on YouTube as well, where many of these young people and even older people, they are especially in the black community, they are reading books that is saying that they're reading to empower themselves and to free themselves. And majority of the time when they talk about freeing themselves, they're not talking about freeing themselves in life in general. They're always talking about freeing themselves from Christianity, or what we call Christianity, from the God of Israel. They have that mind, the whole world of the mind of trying to free themselves from the God of Israel, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. You see how they mock Christianity. You see how every time they talk about religion, the first religion that comes to mind is what we call Christianity. That's the first thing that comes to their mind. So all this is an attack and an endeavor to bring to naught and none effect the counsel of God. But that can never happen, because in the end of the day, God's word stand and man's word will always fall to the ground. Nevertheless, let me just share this doctrine, and we pray for the young people that they may truly wake up, because truly waking up is repenting, realizing that you're in a fallen state and that you need God to basically rescue you, because in reality you cannot rescue yourself. I don't care what no one say. I don't care what no one wanna say. All these people that talk about they're awoken and that their third eye is open and all of those stuff, not one of them can save themselves. Only God can, but they don't realize that, and it's a sad thing. Nevertheless, let me share this and spread the awareness. Be careful of these type of doctrines, young people.
Men were never supposed to be providers. I'm sorry. The entire system we live under is built on masculine energy, not divine masculine, but the weaponized kind. And the most dangerous move they've ever made. They used our men, especially black men, to take the black woman off her throne. Before I get into this video, this is not about man bashing or anything. This is not the I hate men conversation, so take that shit on somewhere else. But in order to get our land back, in order to return back to Mother Nature's natural system, we need to first realize where we were conquered, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, in the mind. They flipped the natural order upside down. And if you understand this play, you understand why relationships are so broken, why our children are so broken, why the entire collective is out of balance. So we're about to go all the way in. I hope you stay with me here. Before all of this, before colonization, before slavery, before religion was weaponized, created, there was balance. A masculine's role: protect ground, hold space. The feminine's role: create, nurture, lead spiritually. In many African societies, lineage came through the mother. Women were the spiritual head, the community leaders. The man's strength came from protecting her, not controlling her. And because the feminine was so honored, the whole community thrived. There was no battle of the sexes. Masculine and feminine were two sides of the same coin, both sacred, both necessary. And you want to know what's the catching, dashing part about this? They knew their role. They didn't try to dominate or overcome each other. They knew that if they wanted to destroy a collective of people, you take out the source first, and the feminine is the source. And getting deeper into that, the black woman is the source, the first source. So here's the playbook: break the protector, enslave him, enslave his mind, most importantly, beat him publicly, strip him of his role, redefine his manhood, tell him his worth is depicting off of how much he can provide materially, make the woman dependent, take away her resources, force her to rely on that man or the system, install male-centered religion, erase the feminine from divinity, make God a man only. Separate spirituality from sexuality. Make her body a source of shame instead of empowering her. Instead of letting her keep her power. Y'all don't do shit this woman is giving you from her body, but go for women. I literally wanted to put my piece in there. The hyper masculine men y'all go after with the buff muscles and because they're gay. I've seen more softer feminine men take care of their children, babies, more so than those overly aggressive men that y'all run towards. Y'all want to talk about roles being confused, but we're literally here to mirror and embody each other. We both have masculine and feminine energy within all of us. It's not selected based off of your gender. We're here to embody each other. We are each other. We're reflections of each other. Shit. All of that, the balance is gone. The woman is unprotected. Women actually fear men. Not because they fear that you're gonna hurt them or kill them, but because children get exposed and then the community collapses. See, we're not all that damn innocent, you know, in this space of living on earth, black as especially, we're not all that innocent. I'm like, we need to get out of this victim mentality, truly. Because when do we stop? If we're supposed to be so divine and gods, but y'all don't operate out of that level. You know what I mean? What are y'all doing to contribute? What are y'all doing to, you know? Once the protector is broken, he's easier to control. And instead of using him to defend his people, they turn him into the tool that keeps the divine feminine down. Propaganda glorifies him being hypersexual, violent, and emotionally discharged. Again, these are the men that y'all like. I was made a lesbian for a reason, genuinely. Tried it, been trying a relationship. I don't have the capacity, you know? They don't have the capacity. From the music to the movies to the fake. Let's wake up, people. Sports is fake. All reinforcing that being a man means dominating women instead of protecting them. The system doesn't even have to attack us directly anymore. We weren't attacked directly in the first place. Well, look, they probably tried, but they could not. That's why they used men to conquer us. We're too smart, too refined, too spiritual. But that man might as well be a puppet for them to get to you. The feminine portal is the most sacred gateway on this planet. It literally brings souls from the spiritual into the physical, y'all. We don't understand how sacred that is because we just have babies. I'm not saying how many babies we're having, but I'm just saying we just flow through the day, not questioning anything. That's the universe's work, darling. They knew they couldn't stop her power. They could make her forget. So they taught us that our highest worth was in sex or in pleasing a motherfucker. Anything to keep a motherfucker let us wear. Getting abused. Let's it. Or let's be honest here. A lot of us have walked away traumatized because someone in our chosen a man over us. We can't take accountability for our actions. We've been brainwashed and taught that a man is all that we need, y'all. Come on. They made it so we give our body first, then hope for protection later. We hoping that protection come with the man. They've been taught to chase sex like survival. So y'all would stay distracted from the real mission. And the mission ain't even as big as grand as you think it is. Just having love. The frequency emanating love cures the world and so many. It's crazy. But no, listen to what I'm saying. We talk about frequencies all the time. But just think about it if everyone was on one accord with each other. And I'm not going to say everyone because that's a perfect world. And this world is far from. We can guide this shift back to the divine feminine in a nurturing way. I think that would do a lot for the world. Let's talk about energy balance and misconception. Protection does not mean control. It does not mean aggression. Having feminine traits as a man, like you're tapped into your intuition, your empathy, softness. That's not a weakness. That's balance, and if anything, it makes you more stronger. The divine masculine and feminine don't compete with each other. They mirror. That's what makes a union so powerful. The problem is we've been taught distorted versions of both energies. And so we clash instead of creating. It honestly made me think how many babies were born out of toxicity, not love. Now here's the twist. It's evident now in this time. The masculine has to wake up first because he was the one that used to put the feminine to sleep. When men remember their role, protector, placeholders, to be spiritual anchors for the family and community, women can fully embody their strength again, wisdom and sovereignty, reclaiming the throne that was always ours. In today's system, it tells him to be the sole provider, never cry, never need help, dominate to prove your worth. And if you can't meet those standards, you're worthless. No one teaches him emotional intelligence. No one teaches him that vulnerability is strength. So he hides it, numbs it, creates it into a womb. It creates a womb, or it takes out the people closest to him. As women in this system, we're forced to be the man and the woman. She still got to go to work, raise the kid, hold down the house, and still be soft enough to love. It's not even about softness, it's about openness. A lot of us close ourselves off from true unconditional love. Constant survival mode will harden you. And if you've been hurt by the very man that you're supposed to be trusting, your heart builds armor. You can't receive love because you don't feel safe. Not from the system, not from your man, not from a man. The child is caught in the crossfire. They grow up thinking that dysfunction is normal. Boys learn that to be a man means to dominate, never show weakness. Girls learn that to be loved is to serve and sacrifice yourself. Be soft and submissive. And so the cycle repeats. Another generation playing the same broken roles. You strip the divine masculine out of the man. All there's left is a distorted version of him. And distorted masculine energy turns into control, abuse, sexual abuse, and violence. You strip safety from a woman again, she goes into survival mode. And survival mode breeds distrust, resentment, and emotional distance. That's how we end up with households who raise hurt people that end up going out and hurting other people. This is not about blame. It's about naming the wound so we can heal it, especially from the inside out. As men are waking up to their purpose, they're waking up the feminine. When we reclaim our power finally, we restore the balance. And when the two come together, they raise children who don't have to heal from their childhood. And this is how we break every generational curse that they've tried to place on us. For a certain amount of time, it was kind of successful. But when we move from truth, no system can ever try to control us again. Ever. If the earth is feminine and all flows from her, why is the world running on distorted masculine energy? Because they flipped the script. You've been living in an upside down world your whole life. The only way to flip it back is to remember, you are the power.
Now, as you can clearly see, that this is from a hurt soul, from a soul that is actually wounded, and a soul that is seeking power, probably because of the wounds that she has been through. Quite a number of these people that you see follow these beliefs, New Age beliefs, and so forth. It's people that was wounded in some way, shape, or form, and they seek power through these practices. And then when they get some form of quote-unquote empowerment out of it, then they start to spew it out to other people. You know, it's a part of the New Age myself, so I know what can happen. But these are actually doctrines of devil. This, if they believe in so-called divine order and, you know, all of that, this would actually throw things out of balance. We're not going to work with their doctrine. We know how things are supposed to be when it comes to men and when it comes to women. But now we're in a time where women want to say they're taking over, taking control. They know what to do, how to do it. And it's no attack on women in no way, shape, or form. But when the true order is being distorted, that's when chaos comes. The reason why many of our children are the way they are is not the only reason, but some of the reason why they are the way they are is because what? It's because we grew up in single parent homes. And our parents sometimes are very narcissistic. And so this is a doctrine of devil. This is a doctrine that the devil impart to souls that are hurt, trauma, go through trauma and so forth. And so when you go through that, the devil now impart this knowledge to you that is only going to bring more destruction in the illusion of having power. Young people, avoid these things as much as possible. Seek healing in life as much as possible. And don't get drawn to these doctrines of destruction, doctrines of devil. And there's always a little truth in all of what they say. But that's how the devil works. He mixes truths with lies. Until the next video, may the peace of God be with you, and may His mercy and His grace be with you. Shalom.